Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us here today. I'm Ravi Kalan, the Parliamentary Secretary for Sport and Multiculturalism. I would like to start off by... Thank you. Thank you. I would like to say... I got a picture with the Premier. It's nice. I'd like to start off beginning by acknowledging that we are gathered on the traditional territories of the Lungwangan-speaking people, the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations. I'm excited to be celebrating Vaishki here and recognize British Columbian Sikh heritage and acknowledge the significant contributions made by the community. Multiculturalism is at the heart of this province. Our communities are made stronger by multicultural heritages by those who are contributing to a society where diversity is celebrated, respected, and honored. Today's celebration is especially meaningful because it is being led by Sikh youth of Victoria. I applaud every young person here today. Thank you for your leadership and helping to organize this event. I'm thrilled to be part of this youth-led dialogue in celebration of Vaishki. We are truly blessed to live in a country where, regardless of your caste, religion, or beliefs, we can all call this BC legislature ours. Today, we also are honored with many, many special guests, but I want to recognize one in particular. The Consul General of India is here, Abhilasha Joshi. So please welcome her as well. Thank you for being here. Our government is working towards building a more inclusive and welcoming province. It is truly an honor for me to join the Premier John Horgan in recognition of Vaishki, an important day for the people of Sikh faith in our province. By honoring Vaishki together, we enhance our understanding and respect for BC's multicultural heritage. Sadly, in some jurisdictions around the world and here in Canada, there are attempts to remove all religious symbols from public life. But here in BC, we choose instead to learn from each other, to increase understanding and respect. We know that the only way to really eliminate prejudices and racism in society, and it's events and celebrations like these that will build a path forward. It is my pleasure at this time to welcome Premier John Horgan to the stage, who is a strong champion for advancing multiculturalism in our province as a part of his commitment to build a better future for all British Columbians. Please help me welcome Premier of BC, John Horgan.
Thank you, Ravi, and thank you everyone for being here today as we gather on the traditional territory of the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations, the Lekwungen-speaking people of southern Vancouver Island. And it is great to be here to say, although the weather turned a little bit, it is spring and it is time to celebrate Vaishki. And I'm so delighted to have the opportunity to have, for the first time ever, a celebration here at the legislature as we kick off celebrations right around British Columbia and indeed around the world. I think it's important to acknowledge right off the bat that the legislature we see today is not the legislature of 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 50 years ago. Today, these names, Raj Chauhan, Jagrup Brar, Ravi Kalan, Ginny Sims, Rashna Singh, Harry Baines, and Jaz Johal make up the largest collection of Sikhs ever to take seats in this legislature, reflecting the genuine diversity of British Columbia, reflecting the importance of the Sikh community here in BC. And we have had trailblazers from right here in Victoria. I don't know if I've said as Premier in front of a microphone the words Mo and Sahoda together, but Mo was from here in Victoria, well, on the island, and represented a constituency here as the first Sikh to take a seat, the first Sikh cabinet minister, and we have had first after first after first since then on both sides of the House, Liberal and New Democrat, reflecting the diversity in our political institutions that we see in our communities. And I'm so very, very excited about that, and I know all members of the legislature take that very, very seriously. The diversity in our legislature today reflects the diversity of our communities, I believe, for the first time in 150 years, and we have much, much more to do. And if we are going to continue to live in the most multicultural and diverse province in the country, we have to ensure that we protect, preserve, enhance, and promote the diversity that makes up our great province. And that's why having the largest Sikh population outside of India here in British Columbia it's certainly appropriate that we celebrate the beginning of Vaishki, the celebration of Sikh faith that represents tolerance, social justice, inclusion, always focusing on human rights and dignity for the individual and the collective benefit of all. Our lives have been enriched in British Columbia by the contribution of Sikhs over the many decades, in fact, well over 100 years. And indeed, last year was the revitalization, thanks to the youth of Victoria, of the Vaishki parade here after a 100-year absence. And I'm very excited to participate this weekend as we celebrate in Victoria again. These symbols, as Ravi said, are fundamental to who we are, not just as individuals from other places. My people, my father was an immigrant from Ireland. He came to Canada, as many of you did, or your ancestors did, to make a better life for themselves. And here in British Columbia, each and every day, we're seeing that happen, whether it's new people arriving by the day or those who have been here for decades. The sense of purpose, the sense of place is very strong here. So as we come together to celebrate, let's not lose sight of the challenges that we've had collectively and individually over the many decades, but indeed we need to celebrate the progress we've made with the prospect of an even brighter future. Vaishki Di, Lak Vadai. I hope that everyone has a wonderful day. We've got entertainment ready to go. Have a good time.
Thank you so much, Premier. So all across this province, people are working every day to build a strong and inclusive province and strong and inclusive communities. Just a few weeks ago, I had the honor of giving out this year's Multiculturalism and Anti-Racism Awards. The ceremony gave us a chance to celebrate the people who are doing amazing work across this province to support a more inclusive communities. We are proud of the progress being made in our province to build intercultural understanding and appreciation. Vaishki celebration promotes cultural exchange by bringing together people to mark one of the most important days for the Sikh community. Vaishki is a holy celebration in the Sikh faith, one that is widely celebrated in communities throughout the world, including BC. It's time to celebrate the harvest and start of a new agriculture year. It's a time when Sikh commemorate the founding of the Khalsa, which accentuates the values of equality, selfless service, social justice, modeled by Guru Gobind Ji in 1699. These are the values we want to cultivate in our own lives, ones that we want to pass down to our children, and why the celebration of Vaishki is so important. Our children need to know their history and grow in understanding of who they are, and to find the strength in the values of their heritage holds. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Devleen Kaur Gill, here to speak on the significance of Vaishki in the Sikh community. So please help me welcome Dr. Gill.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hello everyone, my name is Devleen Kaur. It is an honor to be speaking here today inside of our beautiful legislature, a building I've always connected with as a proud British Columbian. Victoria has been my home from preschool through medical school, and I'm honored to be serving here as a physician in the community that has raised and nurtured me all of these years. Today we celebrate Vaishki, the day the 10th Sikh Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, established the Khalsa. The Khalsa became the torchbearer of truth and justice. It became a community which fought to break away from the shackles of gender inequality and an oppressive caste system. A group of Sikh women and men became saint soldiers, fighting against oppression, discrimination, and prejudice in all its forms. For over a century, Sikhs have helped build British Columbia to become what it is today, a province that is diverse, inclusive, and a safe haven for many people. I look back at the struggles of previous generations to be accepted as Canadians, but I'm overjoyed to see how far we have come. The strides made for inclusion and acceptance are clearly displayed here today. Sikh heritage is full of examples of the principles of kindness, equality for all, and selfless service. The recent decision by the Sikh community in Clearwater, BC, to donate thousands of dollars of proceeds from the sale of their Gurdwara to local charities is a testament to this. It is the same set of core Sikh values that motivates us in Victoria to spend our time raising funds and working with community organizations such as Our Place, Threshold Housing, Out of the Rain Youth Shelter, and local food banks. Thank you to the members of these organizations that are here with us today. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the members of the Legislative Assembly for creating the space here today to celebrate what Sikh heritage and the birth of the Khalsa truly represents, which is the legacy of women and men who fought against injustices that not only affected their own religions, but the rights of others to practice their religions as well. A legacy of the pursuit of women's rights, safety, equality, and equity for all. Growing up in Victoria, it was difficult to find role models and representations of Sikh women in leadership roles. Because of this, I struggled to connect my Canadian and Sikh identities. I hope that Sikh youth in BC today will see this event as an acknowledgement that these identities can exist in harmony, and that it strengthens who we are as British Columbians. With the guidance of our faith and encouragement from the community through events like this, the Sikh youth of Victoria and across BC are forging a new path to success. We are healthcare professionals, educators, business owners, artists, members of governing bodies, and so much more. We are becoming the role models that we had always hoped for. But most importantly, we are proud Sikh Canadians. It is my hope that the example set today of unity in diversity will be appreciated and emulated across the country. Sikh values transcend religion. The messages of kindness, equality, selfless service are at the core of what connects us all as humans. Thank you for joining us today in celebrating these universal values and for taking part in the celebration of Vaishki. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So on behalf of Sikh Youth of Victoria, I would like to thank Premier John Horgan, ministers and assembled guests for what we understand is first ever Vaishki celebration, which is also known as Khalsa Sajna Divas in BC legislature during the Sikh Heritage Month. We acknowledge and thank the Lukangan people, who also known as Songhees and Esquimalt First Nation communities, for allowing us to live, work, play on their lands. The legislature's organizing team for this event has also been very accommodating and frankly fantastic to work with. Thank you for making this celebration possible. It was very important for Sikh Youth of Victoria to have this celebration be inclusive. And we are delighted to see many of you join us in this celebration of birth of Khalsa, including our local Gurukars, lots of charities, invited guest members of local faith communities, as well as military and law enforcement members. In particular, we would like to thank the following. Gyan Singh Sandhu, who is a founding member of World Sikh Organization and author of BC recipient, whose book, An Uncommon Road, describes as the Sikh struggle to join Canada's mainstream. Avtar Singh Tillo, whose advocacy allowed Sikhs to ride motorbikes with their turbans on. The Sikh Motorcycle Club, of which he is founding member, is on their world tour to Punjab to raise funds for the Khalsa Aid International, which does lots of humanitarian works. Victoria's own Chief Constable Dal Manik, whose service is both Vancouver and Victoria, had led him heading our capital city's police force. And then Detective Constable Cal DeSange of Vancouver Police, who is also CEO of Kids Play Foundation, which works towards keeping kids away from the lifestyle of drugs, gangs, and violence. And another member from Vancouver is Tej Kaur of Guru Nanak Free Kitchen, has worked tirelessly in Lower Mainland providing free meals and support to those in need. Both Jatinder Singh of Khalsa Aid, headquarters here in Victoria, and Shamandeep Singh of Sikh Awareness Foundation have worked diligently in humanitarian relief all across the world. Finally, I would also like to thank every Sikh who took part in the Blood Donation by Sikh Nation campaign that turned the trauma of 1984 genocide into the largest blood drive in Canada that had saved over 150,000 lives by now. When I look back at the struggles of many to become part of Canada, and I'm overjoyed to see how far we have came, and despite the obstacles, only 100 years ago, federal MP McCurry claimed Indians were the worst kind of racist who sent all their money back to India and had no care for Canada. And then our local guru, which is Khalsa Diwan Society and one of the oldest Sikh temple in Canada, reminded him in the Daily Colonist that Sikhs had fought side by side with the Canadians during the World War I, and the same remittance sent to the, small remittance sent to the India would not be necessary if their family could settle here in Canada. So after much pressure, Canada finally allowed women and children to also settle in Canada in 1919. So the same year, the McCurry made these comments. The private Bukam Singh, who was injured fighting for the Canada in World War I, lay dying in the Freeport Military Hospital in Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario. So this Khalsa spirit freed Punjab from oppressive Mughal rule, stood up to the colonialism of British India. Remembering this month marks 100 years since the Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened in Amritsar, and continues to stand against injustices all across the world and globe, whether it is coming to the aid of Yazidi people in Iraq, Syria refugees in Europe, or Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh, or reconciliation with the Ahazad in Canada, sponsoring Hindus and Sikh Afghani refugees, or supporting the families of martyrs of Punjab. As a youth group, we were happy to see recent announcement by the province to provide free feminine hygiene products all across the schools in BC. During our winter drive, we collect items for the youth at risk in Victoria, and it was clear that those who are close to the poverty line often found this enormous expense. The taboo nature of this subject was also rejected by Guru Nanak 500 years ago. So equality and equity are the center of Sikh worldwide. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you very much, Gurindar At this point, I'm excited to be able to introduce Baljit Singh and Amarjit Singh, who are musicians from the band Indian Standard Time and will be providing us with a special performance. Indian Standard Time is an electrifying collective of musicians from Canada, India, Malaysia, and UK, all teaching and working in the Nod Centre for the Performing and Visual Arts in Surrey, the heart of the largest Punjabi community outside of India. Amarjit Singh is a master musician of the tabla, whose performances have enthralled audiences worldwide at international music and dance festivals. Likewise, Baljit Singh is an accomplished, skilled musician who has performed with many renowned artists internationally and received many accolades. I, like many Canadians, was extremely proud to see both of them performing center ice at a Canucks game last year. And so we're very honored to have them here with us. So please put your hands together and welcome Baljit Singh and Amarjit Singh. unbelievable. Can we give them another round of applause, please? So our government is working hard to build a welcoming province where diversity is honored, respected, and embraced. And today's event is an important step in that. I want to once again acknowledge and thank the Sikh Youth Group Victoria who helped put this event on. At your young age, you've shown extraordinary leadership in setting examples on how we can work to build a province free of hate and discrimination. So I want to thank you for everything that you've done to make this event a reality. As we wrap up the program, there's an important piece of history that I want to share. When the Khalsa was formed by Sri Guru Gobind Ji in April 19... There you go, 39. They established the principles of the Sikhism, the faith, and established 5 articles of faith. The commonly referred to as the Kara, the Kirpan, the Kanga, Kachera, and the Case. The case is referring to the maintenance of unshorn hair is worn by many Sikhs with a turban. And so today, recognizing that in some jurisdictions across the country that this has been pushed away from, we will be celebrating that. And so some of the youth will be tying some turbans onto folks if they would like to have their turban tied on. And so we'll be bringing chairs over here shortly. I know MLA Gary Begg was the first to put his hand up, so he's going to get a chair. Yeah. So take a seat there, sir. With that, I want to thank you. This is history in the making, and it was our great pleasure to have everyone here from all sides of the legislature to help participate in this. So thank you very much, and please enjoy the food outside.